It's a wonderful Tuesday. It is October 7th, 2025, and we are back at it, my people. So, after a couple of weeks, we've had LGT, LVO, and Crucible. There's been a lot of different factions. Matter of fact, out of the 15 that won from those three, there are going to be a specific amount, 12, that were unique in different factions. Stay tuned and locked in and find out exactly which one they were. What's up, brother? How you doing? We are back at it, huh?
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
How you been, man? Life? How's 40K life been treating you, actually?
It's been an abusive relationship.
I've heard you just been writing lists and ghostwriting apparently for everyone.
Look, when you lose 8 games in a row, you just, when you're stubborn like I am, you're like, there's got to be a way. Like, I'll show this game. So yeah, no, I've been kind of madman, jumping around and built some Necron lists, Chaos Demons, helping a mutual friend with some Sisters of Battle, talking shop with about some other armies, World Eaters with this guy I know. But Tyranids, man, oh my god, I swear to God, I'm becoming a freaking cult leader here. It's just the hive mind's got me.
The hive mind has.
But it's, to me, that's just a mark, because I'm not, the only one. There are many people, I know that even have been quiet for a while that are now like excited, almost like revitalized to try stuff, see what works, get back out into the meta. It seems like now that, from my perspective, it seems like, now that Knights and Death Guard seem to be going the way of the Dodo, like, oh, that we can bring things besides railguns and las cannons now. So let's see what works. And we're all going to have to get ready for the Admech and Orc hordes that are going to be on the table. So,
hola.
Don't talk to him.
You should be banned. Why are you here?
He plays Imperium. Don't talk to him. My favorite joke to make is every time he starts to play an army, like a week or two later, they get buffed to be the best in the game. He started playing Chaos Knights like 2 weeks before the pre-order was announced. And then we went into that 3-month span of just Chaos Knight, Imperial Knight dominance. And then same thing with Sisters.
Is Sacrosanct spam a thing anymore? I don't know. Is it? Can he do that?
Give it 2 weeks. It will be.
Really? Says the Xeno player. At least Lewis plays Chaos.
Look, I tried playing Chaos. GW just decided I, in particular, was too powerful and needed to be stopped. Just me. No one else. Just my style of Chaos could not be allowed to go on.
Tyranids are just in a weird spot. In a very weird spot. But I don't think... I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I think that we are in a different balanced state where Knights are not irrelevant. I think that things are stronger and they can deal with it now. And it shows and it shows with a lot of balance, all the wins that we've had over the different type of super majors where we've had what's the going rate right now, brother?
For what in particular?
There's Chaos Space Marines. Drukari came in second, right? So
yeah,
things like that.
Yes.
So a variety of different factions have won throughout all of the big majors that have been going on in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think part of it is it's not just certain Knights, being nerfed or the perception that they're, nerfed into unplayability. Like, I think Knights and Chaos Knights are still perfectly fine. I actually am still quite afraid of Knights if they play that Line Warden detachment. If you're not playing on a heavy terrain tournament, like there's a tournament, coming up in a couple weeks that's running all layout 4. You take line warden to that and just put that line from your home to their home. You're going to be playing the mission and killing them. Like, you're not going to sacrifice anything.
All right, so I'm gonna go on a little tangent here for you and the peoples, right? So do you all feel like? Say it again.
I said we're all in.
So do you think in 11th edition there should be some extra terrain, maybe, or ways that maybe the terrain footprints are angled a little bit different, so there isn't an angle from one end to the other, like you're stating? And how difficult do you find that when you're list building?
So to answer the first question, I think that everyone, not just GW, ITC, I think the Warhammer community as a whole should agree on a format and take after the what is it, WTC style of tables, where they do, there's two variants for heavy, two variants for like equal, like mid-level, and there's two variants for light terrain. So then, it's not up to us to be like, oh, it is layout 6 really an even table? Is it more light? Does it favor melee armies? Or because it looks like it should favor melee armies, but the staging points have avenues to be shot. So it's like, where's it at? So I'd like to see it say, here's, heavy options A and B. State like equal options, like layout 7 would be a heavy table, layout 1 would be a balanced table, and layout 4 or 5 would be a light terrain table where there are those long lanes. That's what I'd like to see. So you have 6 options and 2 in each option, so it doesn't get stale. You're not just playing on the one heavy table or the one light table.
Yep. Just to show also, people. Right?
Yeah.
So this is, what is that? Oh, that's old. Oh my gosh.
That's the old. That setting that up was a nightmare, by the way.
I got caught in a trap in this actual layout, man, because I couldn't get all of my bombs. My squig hogs through here at all. So I got trapped by getting screened in.
I trapped someone in there with old 1-9 card effects. He was playing Custodes, and I just completely blocked the entire thing. And just kept him in there. Yeah, no, it was. Well, that was certainly a layout.
Yeah, so this is some WTC style, right? So where you're having maybe just this angle, and not even that, right? This is kind of a
that's
flat.
That's a heavy board, yeah.
Yeah,
there's no long
very
lines.
Heavy board. And this is where World Eaters, like Possess, like you were talking to me about the other day, right? Possess are shining very well and things like this. You see official ones. I don't think that's actually official. I think it's more like this right now, WTC.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. So you got, angles are blocked here. So I like that, right? So you can stage here and angles are blocked throughout here.
Yeah, go to the picture under that. I think it has multiple options for different layouts of the same density of terrain.
Yeah, heavy, medium, heavy. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I would like to see to have some, and then I'd also give TOs you an option. If you run Crucible, 150, 170, 200 person event, you could say, okay, we're gonna have 90 medium tables, 90 light tables, 90 heavy tables, and then it's okay, you get placed where you place, but you got a 1 in 3 shot of doing it.
Here's the issue with that as an organizer, right? You still end up hearing the complaints about, I think, matter of fact, I asked you the other day.
Yeah.
I said, how many times did you have a variety of different layouts?
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of you selecting them at the back end, but going 5 rounds or 6 rounds in layout 6 and 1 round into layout 1.
Yeah, I was 5 and 2.
Yeah, that's rough.
But that's also, possible. We peek behind the curtain for you guys. We talked about LVO. We'll get into it later, but just a little sneak peek into the future. The terrain, the way they did their layouts, I personally believe affected the results of that tournament. As we'll get into. But to answer your second question, how does it go into it? I'd say it affects about 3-4 units worth. It doesn't really change my if I'm going in with playing Vanguard Tyranids, I'm taking the 30 Gene Stealers, I'm taking Lictors, I'm taking a Wing Tyranid Prime or Flyrant. And then I'm like, all right, if it's layout 7, maybe I can get away with 2 Exocrines. I'm never going to get 3 lined up. So that's 140 points I can play with. If it's layout like 1 or God forbid 4 or 5, 3 Exocrines slammed in the list because I will have the lines to shoot. Yep. So I'd say it affects anywhere from 300 to 400 points, like just kind of tailoring to play on it. But the majority of my list is going to do what it's going to do, regardless. And same if I played shooting list.
I'm going to hate it as a tournament organizer if I have to buy more stuff. Listen, Games Workshop, if you're listening, whoever, the games designer, next edition, whatever it might be, right? Don't add, if you're going to add stuff, add 10x5s or 6x4s. Yeah, don't add all of the bigger stuff, right? That's more investments. Like, I actually wouldn't mind 4 more 6x4s, and then you can block those areas that do have a shooting line. And that way you don't have to oversaturate and be too heavy on the board. And we could continue to have more balance, right? In the game. Yep. WTC always seems to swing in one direction. WTC is really good for AdMech. That's why AdMech is so infrequent. You know, that it makes a lot of sense to me now listening to a lot of people who are overseas. It's so infrequent because the layouts that we have, the density of the terrain that we have, the height affects us too for knights. Like knights could be mitigated, or it can't be stopped. You're not going to fix it, but it can be mitigated a little bit by having higher pieces of terrain.
Yep.
Where they get WTC over.
The WTC heavy boards, the one that's normally used anyway, is the one that has the 2 3-story L's right on either side of the middle objective. So you can't hold it from behind the wall, but if you stage a knight there, that knight's not towing in and seeing. You have to go around that wall to shoot. You can still go through it because you're a knight, but you can't just stand there and fire into them on the objective.
Now, it's debatable. And just for everyone that's listening, we're talking about LGT, how they kind of set up their terrain and things like that. And we'll talk about the winners. But, you know, it's relevant that if we had that type of, we were forced in those type of designs or ruin selections, I don't know if it would fix our inherent issue with our current layouts, right? Because they have a different system and it works for them.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is there's always going to be layouts that, like, even layout 1 favors, you know, certain armies over others. Like, just whether, you know, you're shooting melee, fast, slow, like there's other factors than just how much terrain and where. But it's like the old thing, like at the very end of Pariah Nexus, when you would have the 8-man tournaments and you had layout 5, but it was set up as hammer and anvil.
Yep.
So all the terrain was going horizontal, but you deployed vertically.
Yep.
It was just like that looked like it'd be good for shooting until you remembered there's like World Eaters could move 26 inches in charge, and you were, you know, 18 inches apart. So it was like, it's good for shooting if you go first.
Dude, AdMech advanced in charge. They have +2 movement like old World Eaters.
We'll get to that. We will get to them. I promise you. They have been a boogeyman on my mind.
A boogeyman, dude. Absolutely. So
for those of you glad that GSC is gone, GSC is not gone. They've just become cyborgs. Spoiler alert. there is a new what is it? Insurrection Day or whatever. Whatever that detachment was called.
I have no clue.
Yeah, there's a new one of those, and it's just the cohort AdMech.
You're talking about the new ones that are supposed to be dropping soon, you're saying?
No, I'm saying that they nerfed GSC, so everyone's like, oh, good, there's no more drop in and like 1 million shots that are crit 5s and this. I'm like, no, same thing. They can't revive units, but they're so cheap, you're gonna feel like they are. You're gonna feel like you killed the same unit 6 times because there's 6
exactly.
troops.
Yep, because there's so much shit on the board. Absolutely.
And instead of Achilles Ridge Runners, you have the Doom Crawlers. You still have tank shooting.
Yeah, GSC is still nasty. Have you been building any GSC lists lately?
I've been messing around with Final Day. I think Final Day, because instead of L-shaped, we get U-shaped terrain.
So you're saying you want more U-shaped terrain? Okay. If it's gonna stay the same size, see, you got to think multiple levels here, right? If it's gonna stay the same size, and we're gonna keep the same current rules where you can charge block, I think that might be fine. If it's gonna get bigger, then you need to change it to like WTC style. Because the reason that WTC, right, or just terrain that size, right, you can't get around like an 11-inch fucking building.
I was just going to say, this is nothing but Tal propaganda because he doesn't want to be charged. He wants to have his immolator in the 1 inch away from the wall, and the Dominions in front be like, oh, you got near me? We have to move so you can't charge me.
That's exactly what it is. Correct. Yep. Charge block. You got all this to hide.
We won't have none of that in this house. You will be charged, and you will take it on the chin.
I think you should be able to hide. I think GW should stop allowing us to hide. I don't know. I don't know if there's more big brain play in GW layout or WTC, but I mean, I think the numbers show.
I don't mind being able to hide, like having a staging point. I think is good. Having a secure bunker you can lock down and make it an effort to like work to dig you out is good. Having 2 or 3 of those on each side of the table is just begging for stalemates till like turn 5.
Yep.
But yeah, no. To what you were saying, no, sorry. So what I was saying, I apologize. We got distracted by our friend's commentary here. You know what? At least he's honest and admits it. Good on him. We love someone with integrity.
How dare you say the F word, friend? I don't know that guy.
Oh yeah, I see the hat mask is covering his face.
Who's
Harry the platypus.
Dude, listen, man. I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but when I get messages on Discord, and it's like
the name
Christmas tales, and I'm like, who are you? Like, hey, remove me or add me, register to me. Okay, who are you? What's your email?
Yeah, like, yeah, sure. Hey, who's this, by the way?
Yes. It always gets me. I'm like, listen, have fun, enjoy your handles, your tags, whatever you're hiding behind your interwebs. But I mean, when it comes to like things like that, like talk up. Anyways, I think I'm showing my age. So, in London, over the pond news, Liam VSL with Chaos Space Marines, veterans of the Long War, won 1,100 single man tournament, WTC style, right?
Yeah.
Greatest player in the world, better than Siegler, better than Richard, better than Folgers, better than that, better than the fish.
I don't know about any of that. All I know is one person we're going to talk about won the London Grand Tournament, and one of the other people we're going to talk about won both the biggest tournament in America with an asterisk on it. We'll get to it. And also WCW, which is the World Championship. So, you know, there's some argument to be had.
True indeed, but I mean, Liam is like on a 3-peat right now, 3 years in a row winning it or something like that, something crazy. And veterans of Long War, but that also means, right, WTC style terrain, things like that. But anyways.
Well, that's actually more impressive because veterans, from my understanding, is largely a shooting army with like some melee components, but it's largely abuses the crit sustain 5s you get from the Hellbrute and the pacting and I don't know if you had them, but Abaddon rerolls and just blasting someone into oblivion and picking up with your couple of melee units. Yeah, I think he also had Noise Marines in his list.
Really?
I believe so. I don't have it in front of me, but I thought I heard that in that, which
I'm looking right now. Momento.
I will just say the thought of Noise Marines with crit sustain 5s, just like Coterie the Conceited has to build to that. Like that's the goal of that detachment, is getting to the crit 5s.
Yeah.
So them just having it by going, oh, my Hellbrute looked at you funny? Okay. Little terrifying.
Just not even backspace, it's just delete.
But no, yeah, the LGT, I think that was the first event that used the new data slate. Oh, the other thing that happened, sorry, I wanted to mention, we got way off in the weeds. Aside from the data slate and codexes and rules changing, challenger cards are no longer a thing. So I think that also helps a lot of armies that were artificially held down for their like early aggressive play styles and now being allowed to rise up and play, their game without being punished for it.
1,088 people. Part of the UK tournament circuit. Yep. Hold up. So he had. Let me try to show this. Matter of fact, everybody can watch with us. Why not?
We're doing it live, folks.
Doing it live. Man, he uses what's that? Recruit, the new recruit. Nice.
Yep. Cypher, Fabius.
Fabulous. Fabulous is the warlord. So no,
Cypher's a lone out that has Vectora.
Yep.
And then a Chaos Lord.
Cultist mob, 5 legionnaires, 10 chosen.
To go with a Nemesis pile.
Yep. 6 noise marines, like you said. Oh, Blitz are back, baby. Especially when Chaos.
Well, the thing about the Nemesis claws, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Do you know what the Nemesis claw rule is?
No.
If you're with an engagement range of them, you can't use stratagems.
What?
You're not battle shocked. Yeah. I'll get the exact. Yeah, the Nemesis claw. Right, I'll get the exact wording. You finish the list out. When you're done, I'll read the exact wording to you. It's insane.
Warp talents, 3 chaos bikers, so just getting long objectives, flanks, predator, destructor, 2 destructors, auto cannons, last cannons. Okay. Rhino. Very balanced list. Like even the vehicles had las and auto cannon, like to deal with multiple things.
All right, so so they have their ability. Sorry, this is a war gear ability, but you just give them the war gear. So their ability is Visions of Suffering. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit below starting strength, you add 1 to the hit roll. And if it's below half strength, you add 1 to the wound roll. And they hit on 3s with no matter what weapon you give them. So you wound anything, which is just like, oh, hey, this heavy bolter goes over there, and okay, cool, you're wounded. Or grenades and then charge.
Yep.
But the war gear for the Voice Eater, enemy units, excluding vehicles and monsters, cannot be targeted with stratagems while they are within engagement range of the bearer's unit. And here's the thing. It says enemy, they don't pick one. It's every unit they're within engagement range of cannot have strats. That's no fight on death. No, armor of contempt. No -1 damage. Like none of these strats that you would normally use, you just can't do if they're touching you.
World Eaters still get their blessings, baby. Yay!
Yeah, but but they wouldn't get like Lance and Twin Linked.
Yeah. Well, they get the Lance, but they wouldn't get the Twin Link. But yeah,
Gladius Space Marines, no Lance and +1 AP if they charge.
Oh yeah,
because it's not just if they charge you; it's if you're within engagement range at all.
At all, yeah.
And it doesn't say during the fight phase, so this also means Knights can't tank shock them. They can never be tank shocked. Because to tank shock, you have to be in engagement range.
Super solid.
Yeah, so it's a super cool rule that's like super unique, and I just wanted to point that out specifically.
And it was, go ahead, brother.
I was saying, like we said, it was a heavy shooting army with them and the Chosen with Bile as and the Legionnaires as like the backup melee cleanup units. but it was the Obliterators and the Noise Marines really pumping out that early damage.
To deal with it, yep. No, I think that was a solid list. I like that list.
And we just saw that their terrain is, can be skewed to be heavier or at least like densely more packed than ours, on the medium table. So that list one is a thing all in itself.
And then we had Drukari in second place, only with one loss.
Probably
Reaper's
to the list we talked about.
Yeah, he was second place to Liam VSL.
If you guys didn't watch that game, it was super close too. Like Drukari was putting up a fight.
Yep. I mean, Scary put up a fight too. We'll get to that at LVO, but he put up a fight too.
Mm-hmm.
Drazar, of course. Lilith. Solitaire. Rakarth, Archon, Troop Master, of course. You want to take a Troop Master. Arch Raider. What's the Arch Raider? Hold on.
And Reaper's Wager, I'm not sure.
I never tried it because I always had to buy into Drukari. Like, I have the Harlequins. I have Harlequins for days.
I just want everyone to know he's only looking it up because it's on the Troop Master. If this was on a generic Archon, we'd be scrolling. We're looking up that juicy Harlequin tech. Also, the Solitaire is great. I don't know why more Eldar lists don't take Solitaires, because like they're just a good, cheap missile that's going to blend just about whatever it touches.
He gives a dedicated transport 9-inch scout.
Oh, that's very good. That is very good.
That is very, very good. Yeah. Get out there very fast, get in your shit. Yep. Depending what boat you're putting it in, especially.
In Drukari, it's any of them. Any of them in Drukari. They're all good boats.
And he has a fusion pistol, too. So. Yes, and you're absolutely right. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. Yes, so everyone is aware. I was only looking it up because it's Harlequins. If you don't know, now you know. Harlequins are actually like that's my baby army. That's my favorite army. It's just they suck right now. There's no way. If Reaper's Wager is really good in the Drukari book and the Harlequins is like, I haven't even looked at it yet. Have you seen the new book? I know it's out. I know I've seen it or I can get it, but I just haven't looked at it yet. But anyway,
the Drukari?
Yeah. I know it's out. It's leaked everywhere. So,
well, they've also been like official reviews of it. So,
I just haven't seen the Reaper's Wager stuff yet.
Reaper's Wager hasn't changed. It's the same as it is.
No, I'm saying in response to the new codex.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, how does it work now? Like, is Drukari change, and how is it? Do they affect Harlequins? Do they make them better? I don't know.
Reaper's Wager is very good. From the only person whose opinion I know to respect, Scary, talking about it. Reaper's Wager is still going to be one of the better detachments, maybe even the best. But that play testing is required. But Reaper's Wager is still very much on the table, especially with the FAQ that you just get the reroll ones.
Yep. That's really nice, too. That's really, really good. They're a finesse army. That's why World Eaters is very akin to me. That's why when people play me in World Eaters, they're like, holy shit, like, you're playing chess, dude. Like, you're maneuvering, positioning around. I'm like, yeah. I learned that all from Harlequins. I learned that from playing Harlequins, and Harlequins were so good, but they die so quick that you always had to position yourself in a manner where you could either always be -1 to get hit, or jump away, or advance in charge to to a priority target. So they're definitely, or at least before, they were a very, very finesse style type of army. They still are now. I don't think the premise of what they are changed much. I still think they're a very finesse, fast army. Obviously, they lost the advance in charge. What really sucks, though, is that it really don't have a detachment rule. That detachment rule is trash.
Yeah. They're one of the ones that got caught with that early 10th edition, detachment rules.
It's just fucking trash, man. So Emperor's Children came in third. Space Marines came in fourth. Innis, that was actually Innis from Stack Check, came in fourth. And then Chaos Demons, your fave, my bro. Chaos Demons in particular, Demonic Incursion. Demonic Incursion.
It was a heavy stat check list, leaning on the good stuff, Nurgle, Great Unclean Ones, and Rodigus, and 12 Blood Crushers, 2 units of 6 Blood Crushers.
Was that unit? I mean, was that list?
He also had Exalted Flamer and some Flamers in there as well. I believe a Plague Bearer unit or two, just hold and sticky. But it was a bunch of just stat checky stuff.
Bellicor, Guo, Fate Weaver, the Lock, my fave, Scarbrand, Nurglings, Plague Bearers, 2 units of Plague Bearers, 10.
Yep.
Beast of Nurgle, Flamers, and Hounds.
Oh no, this wasn't that one. Oh, okay, it must be another one we looked at. Oh, yeah. So this, all right.
I mean, that's kind of a stat check. I mean, it is a stat check with all these fucking greater demons.
This is this is generic good stuff. I'm really surprised not to see Rodigus, but I see what he did was he went for more stuff. Because if you scroll down, normally they throw in Rodigus and you don't have the extra units you have down below.
This asshole is nigh impossible to kill, man.
Yeah.
With this endless gift. Yep. Anyways, I'm sorry, brother. You said go down which one?
Yeah, if you go down, you see how he has these extra units. You know, normally you stop at like up 2 Plague Bearers or a Nurgling and a Beast of Nurgle, but he has that like all of that plus Flamers and Flesh Hounds.
Yep.
So he has about 4 more units than a normal demon list because they throw him in Rodigus as well, isn't it, for another greater demon.
Do Flesh Hounds uppy downy and demons too, just like World Leaders?
Yep. It's got the same data sheet.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, that's not an accurate statement because all the rhinos now in different factions are changing. Anyways.
No, but all the demons are the same in their Chaos God Marine detachment. It's a 1-for-1.
It's a 1-for-1. Got it. All right. So they did it right for the demons.
Yep.
All right. So they go uppy downy. That's why he's just playing the game with the uppy downy flavors are still in objectives and Beast of Nurgle. Go ahead. You're more of a demon guy than I am.
Yeah, this is just to show, if your army, you hear people saying, "Oh, it's not really good. It's at the bottom." It's the other than Imperial agents, because I won't defend them. They're a codex that was only slapped together out of community outrage, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
Yep.
But other than them, this is you said a 1,088 person event, and here Chaos Demons are top 5. I'm sure that this person was an excellent pilot, maybe even a demon specialist, but like that still goes to show you put in the work, get the have the right understanding of matchups, terrain, and missions, and this is like top like 0.3%, like not even 1%. Like he went the distance. So, and demons are one of the in the mind space of 40K right now, worse off factions. So. If yours is down there, you feel that way. You've heard that. 5th place out of 1,088.
That's amazing. That's amazing to say that you're top 5 out of 1,088. Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's the biggest event we're covering by like double, because I think the second closest is LVO at 500.
Correct. It was less. Yeah, it was a little bit less than 500 too. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's the biggest. LVO, but this is LVO 2 this year, right? Like LVO 1.
That's why I said with an asterisk, because it was double LVO this year because of them moving the date.
No, I was gonna say that the other one was just a bigger LVO. It had like almost 1,000 people there. Yeah.
But that is real good. So my army is one of those where people are kind of like, and our age is showing as a codex, but as we were talking about half an hour ago, like I have been deep in the weeds finding the good stuff to play, the path of victory. So I highly encourage anyone else to do that. It's just instead of you can have your moment of salt and be like, oh, what do they have to like get past that and be like, all right, what do I have and what can I work with? And that's how you start to see points and eventually wins eventuating.
Yep. Most importantly, I want to point out of the top 5, Chaos Space Marines, Yukari, Emperor's Children, Space Marines, which was Stormlands, and then Demonic Incursion Demons. 3 were Chaos. Haha.
I also want to point out, and kind of not to spoil the surprise, but if you look, it's a very balanced mix of shooting, melee, and like utility lists.
Yes,
Like the demon one is very like shooting leaning with only really Scarban and Bellicor melee, Fate Weaver and the Lord of Chains are melee, and then everything else is kind of utility to the points scoring.
Yeah.
But like the Drukhari was a mixed list with shooting and melee elements. The Emperor's Children was Coterie the Conceited, which is mixed arms, Noise Marines and Demon Princes, and what are they called? Infractors? Is that the melee unit?
Yep. Infractors are amazing, bro. Amazing.
Yeah, especially with the Lord and with the Coterie buffs. Oh boy. And then Veterans, like we said, was primarily shooting with just a couple of melee elements to if someone tried to come at them.
I think if you take 3 Demon Prince, I think people are just playing Emperor's Children wrong, and it's okay. Like if you enjoy your army, I know you want to play Fulgrim, but take 3 Demon Princes, Winged Demon Princes, and I think you'll punch up so much higher.
Well, here's the other problem with Emperor's Children. Even when they get going with the coterie buffs, you still have to play every single unit correctly, because if you misallocate something, you just waste a unit. Yep. And that army is just Space Marines. It's like old current Thousand Sons actually. Other than your characters and your Demon Princes, you have no involts. You're just a 2-wound Marine with a 3-up save and a prayer.
Yep.
So you can't afford to fall back or advance and then not be able to activate because oops, you shot this guy at the wrong one and now they're just stuck. So I think that's another thing is like their rule looks really good and it is, but if you mess up your ordering in the middle of turn 4, that could be it all. Your past 3 turns of work could be for nothing. So I think that also kind of holds players down because it is very unforgiving to mess up.
It is. Yep.
But if you play it perfectly, as Slaanesh demands, you're unstoppable. Unless
Perfect.
you play better, apparently.
Perfection or die. That's the Slaanesh way.
GW doesn't approve. They keep putting her in chastity jail.
Going on to matter of fact, you know what? Let's pay the bills real quick. We'll be right back. 30 seconds or 1 minute rather, 60 seconds. And we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Nowhere. I know I'm looking for this. Now with a word from our sponsor, Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your one-stop shop for premium wargaming dice. Our dice are made with premium resin materials and colored dyes. Each die is hand-mixed to the desired result and then carefully swirled with 2, 3, or 4 colors in a silicone mold before being laser engraved with a wicked symbol and finished in a matte or gloss polish. There are no imperfections in our dice, no balancing issues, no micro bubbles or mold lines. This is the difference between. You can, quite literally, feel and hear a difference with our dice. Whatever game you play, whatever style your team or faction rocks, we're sure to have something to elevate your game. With over 500 styles and over 4,000 customer reviews, welcome to the best dice on the planet. Now back to our show. Shout out to Baron of Dice, by the way. Absolutely amazing. I picked up a set of World Eater dice over there. I actually have them in, I think, 10 millimeter and 16 millimeter sizes. So I have them in both sizes now. Baron of Dice, and they roll really well. So if you haven't ever used Baron of Dice, check them out and enjoy. But anyways, so the most important event, the Crucible. So QuestCon entered the Crucible. There's been a person who's won it 6 out of the 7 years. Next year, I'm just gonna start giving prize money to anyone. they can dethrone him.
It's Mortal Kombat rules. If he wins 3 more times, he gets the event. He did it. He played by Outworld rules and won 10 times. It's his. Yes. It's his.
Here you go. The event is yours.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild to see John Lennon just do absolutely amazing work, man.
Like we were joking about, Liam Vassell, best player in the world, John Lennon, best player in Florida, definitively. Winning the biggest event, 7 years in a row, 6 years in a row?
Not in a row. No, he won 3 in a row and then won 3 in a row. So he did a 3P. He did a Michael Jordan.
Okay, so a double hat trick, right? That's less impressive somehow.
Oh, by the way, yes, they do. They roll absolutely amazing. They are great. I don't know what it was. I don't know if because we got them flat. They roll well. They roll really well. I like them. But people have been telling me, and I'm not a person. I used to, right? Like, I don't know. I guess when you mature in 40K, you start not blaming dice anymore, right? Or it just doesn't become a factor most of the time. So people were like, "Oh, those dice from Crucible suck." I'm like, they do. They do. They don't roll all too well. So
the difference in what we just said is they roll like physically, like physics, friction, very well. Yes. If you're looking for high numbers, people have been given mixed reviews. That's what he means by roll well and roll well.
Exactly.
Can't confirm they do roll very good, but also they roll fine. It's average. I look at dice and I'm like, all right, how more of like a mechanical view, like, all right, is there like a chip or is it weighted wrong? It's just they have a sense of humor where they like to roll the numbers you need when it doesn't matter, and when you need the numbers, you're like, boss, like we haven't rolled 2s and 1s in a while, and we got to level out the curve, We don't want to think you're cheating, so here you go. 8 1s on your 4-up invul. You're welcome. I wasn't prepared for that. Hold on, I gotta look. We gotta keep our number 1 fan around. He's gonna leave us. I wants to know how Tau are doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, Tau, my opinion, legitimately have played. They did very good at LVO.
They did,
as we'll get to, and with some of the resources they have, the buffs, they still are, I would say, like a punch up army. Like, no one needs to go in like being afraid of you. But if you're a Tau master and know how to position, cut lines of sight, build your list with the resources you need. Meaning Krutox Rampagers, Anime Squirrel, and Vespid. I just bite the bullet, spend the 200 points, get your 2 Vespid units and 3 Krutox Rampager units, and make the rest of your list. You'll be fine, I promise.
Listen, if you need Ghost Riders, we got you, man. We got you.
Ghost Rider. No, Tau are very good. The Riptide buff to Strength 10 is super good for that army.
Yeah.
And with Challenger cards being gone, I am even more of a believer in the Montcalm playstyle right now. Oh, 10 Vest, look good for you. You're growing as a person, and I respect that.
Not enough.
Lewis does. See, I was going to say Lewis doesn't, but he beat me to it. But no, Tau are great. If in a experienced Tau player's hand, you are going to be in some trouble because Montka, I think, is very good. Not Retaliation Cadre. What's the other cadre? The second extra attachment they got. The one that lets them fall back if they're at the end of a fight phase, so they can get like free movement in their opponent's turn or their turn to get on an objective.
I don't know. Anime, come on, help us out here.
It's whatever that second cadre is, though. Retaliation Cadre is fine, but that second cadre and Montka, I think, are the 2 best ways to play it for the
Fire Knife.
No. It's something else. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. All right, I'm gonna hold on. Let me dive into goat people.
Well, we'll go into it in a second. But going back to anime,
experimental prototype cadre.
Experimental. Okay. Auxiliary? You said auxiliary.
Oh.
Experimental, I think, or maybe auxiliary.
Nope, it is experimental. You know what? See, I don't know Tau culture. He does. It is a auxiliary cadre. If you want to play like a 5-turn technical, attrition game. If you want to show the people the power of their greater good immediately, Montka. And I'm sure people who actually play Tau are much better than I am will tell you there's some play in Kayun and Retcon, and I'm not going to fight them on it. I don't think those have the same score ability in the current meta we're going to fight, because there are some armies that are not going to give you the choice to wait to turn 2 to interact with them.
Yep.
World Eaters being one of them. So, anyways, do you have any thoughts on Tau?
I think you're giving him too much leeway and telling him he needs to do it his way, and just ghostwrite it for him, and then teach him how to play it. Bravo, win-win.
Here's the problem: this particular person we know has like a physical allergic reaction to the charge phase, so that's not going to work. I can't do that.
That's all right. We'll figure. Pimp slap. You're gonna take this. You're gonna make a charge.
I'll trick him and just put like 3 ghost kills, like keys. Look, ghost kills. You like ghost kills, right? Ghost kills.
Exactly.
Also, Shadow Sun is a fantastic tool. Shadow Sun and 3 stealth suits, and like 1 or 2 ghost kills, fit in most Tau lists. Like that's not even specific to a detachment. That's just good value units.
Well, ghost kills. I think 1 ghost kill is great.
One Shadow Sun and then 3 of the stealth suits.
Oh, the stealth suits. Yes.
Yeah.
100. Yeah.
Yeah, those. And then like I would say 3 Riptides at this point, because why not?
3 Riptides. Yeah, you got to have 3 Riptides. You need at least 2 Marker Light units, and you want a bunch of suits. If you're taking suits, you're probably taking 1 Melta with what's the one to give you uppy down and you can go up in the sky? The character, I think it's Shadow Sun. Is it Shadow Sun?
No, that's an enhancement in the auxiliary cadre. It's an enhancement you put on the commander. They can go up and down at the end of a turn.
That's
which yes, you either want those suits or you want the flamer suits so you can rapid ingress them to like overwatch a charge.
Yep. And I think you take both units, to be honest with you. I think you take 1 of each unit and stack it out.
You take 2. I would take 1 of each unit.
And take 2 drones. And take 2 drones with that unit, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can take 6 drones because each suit gets a drone and the commander gets drones. But to your thing about marker lights, every stealth suit has a marker light, and then those 2 suit units can potentially have a marker light. So you can really, like Tau are, again, they're still a resource-heavy army as opposed to most, but they're kind of like Thousand Suns, where if they line up their damage on you, you're done. Forget about it.
Yeah,
you're not going to be there anymore.
And would you agree? And I've told this to another Tau player, right? And anime as well. Would you agree against World Eaters specifically that you need a castle up as a Tau player?
Yes.
Against World Eaters? Because if I hit everything, then he could just whittle me down. If I pick them apart, then I'm just going to kill everything.
I would agree against any melee heavy army because orcs are going to be a thing. You know, the orc, pressure lists are going to be coming.
Yeah.
What is it? Blood Angels?
Each suit gets 2 drones. Yes.
Yeah. Gladius Templars. I mean, Gladius and Stormland Space Wolves. Like, there's going to be many melee pressure lists. Coterie of the Conceited, we just talked about.
Yep.
So I would say against those type of lists, castling up, or if you built your list to like operate on 2/3 of the board and not necessarily castle, but like just hold 2 sections and kind of harass your opponents, then screens to stop them from hitting stuff that matters.
Yep.
Screens that are going to die in the spot that's going to leave them exposed that you don't care about, that so you can just blast them instead of losing what matters. Because for World Eater specifically, if a Slaughterbound and one Exalted 8-bound or 8-bound touches you, that Riptide's gone. Don't worry about it. It never existed. Unless you spike 4s, like no one's ever spiked 4s before. Bye-bye.
Yep.
So, and
they
not
send
one, but
to the moon.
In 2 separate detachments, guys. 2 World Eater detachments. If that Slaughterbound touches it with 1 Exalted 8-bound alive, the Slaughterbound alone just needs to get 3 saves through to you to die.
Yep.
15 damage. Yeah. So no, either castling to disincentivize being charged, or screening and being like, all right, you're gonna die when you come in these lanes.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Tower very good. They're in a not. They have play, and I'm optimistic for Tau players because that's something I would have said the past 4 months. Because what do you think of Tau? I think if you hit Knights, Chaos Knights, or Demon or Death Guard, you're going to be very sad.
Yeah.
Now less so. Now, all right, your Riptide's overcharge is strength 10, bye-bye Armigers.
I think you take Kroot with you too when you take Tau. But that's me personally. I really like the, what is it, toughness 6, 5 wounds, 5 up, 4 no pain.
The Rampagers.
The Rampagers?
I would...
Amazing. I like those little things. I think they're great. They scout well. They advance in charge. Like, they create hysteria, right? Like, they just create drama for your opponent. And I like that.
I would take either Kroot units, because the ones that have sticky objective, because they also scout and can sticky stuff. So even if they shoot you off, don't want to get near you, or the Kroot Rampagers as counter charge units. Because what the Kroot Rampagers do is when they finish a charge move, to include heroic intervention, which is your answer to this question right here, Anime. Every model that made engagement range, which you could have a unit of 6 of them for not that expensive. You heroic in, and every single one that makes it within an inch gets to roll a die. And on a 4-up, you do D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have the good charge mortal. So, like, on average, a full unit, the 6 Kroot do 6 mortals. Which, again, for people's math, that's 2 8-pound. Just dead. Yep. Just gone. So theoretically, you pair that with the Flamer unit you ingressed for Overwatch, and now suddenly you Flamer them and 1.5 died, and you Kroot charged, and now the whole 8-pound unit's dead, and the Slaughterbound's down to like 5-4 wounds. Like that went real bad for that player. Sure, it cost you 2 CP, but your stuff's alive, and that Warrior player's like, oh no. Your Riptide charge.
Just your charge can kill like 2 to 4 berserkers and like 1 to 2.
And the other thing is they're very tough. As you said, they are like T6, T7, like 4 or 5 wounds each. Like they don't have an invuln, but they're very hard to chew through.
I'm eating some Halloween gummies.
Basically, they take the same guns that your opponent wants to shoot at your suits, and now they have to choose, shoot at them or the suits, and risk being heroic if they charge whatever you screened with. Again, this adds another technical level of play, because you have to constantly be aware of their position and with the position your opponent wants to go to. Because you always want them able to threaten that heroic to just slam the mortals in. And on top of that, by heroicing, you cause interrupt problems. Even if you can't kill them, you can pile in and tag a bunch of other stuff that may want to pile in to what they charged. So it's just a great defense, and it's more OC on an objective. It's like, oh, I'll just charge these 5 intercessors into your devilfish and out OC you and not care about it. You're like, all right, charge, boom, or counter charge, boom, 3 intercessors dead, fight, killed at 1 and a 1.5 more, and I still hold the objective.
What I appreciate about their utility is that you can force people to kind of play in a certain direction or go down a certain path or a certain expansion, right? And you can force people to play differently. And that's what I really like about it. When you can throw monkey wrenches in people's plans, right? That's what you want to do, Anime. And to anyone else that's listening, right? You always want to continue to make it more challenging for your opponent and make it easier for yourself. And if you can stack multiple layers of different things, then do it, right? And also, it's obviously predicated on your meta. Like if you're listening from overseas, then it's going to be a little bit different. And even your environment as well, right? If you go specifically to a particular demographic, let's say like Texas, they might play more predominantly AdMech, Tau, things like that. Like here in Florida, it's like Raven Guard and Knights and Space Marines, things like that. So,
and the role of the other Kroot specifically is that they sticky objectives like sisters do, which is a very good rule to have in a shooting mirror match.
Yes. Yep.
So that's the other thing. Also, perfect segue. This is actually what it does is it does the same exact thing, funnily enough, that Forge Fiends do in World Eaters. It gives you a dynamic that, because no one looks at Tau and goes, oh no, they're fight fates, or oh no, if I charge them. Now, by just having 2 or 3 units of those in there, suddenly the World Eaters player that the Slaughterbound can flip, a Riptide by itself, maybe 2 if you have the full squad. They're like, I'm not going to have a full squad. I'm not even going to have a squad if I do this charge. And now it's a whole new problem. So that's that. And like Lewis said, it's It's a matter of throwing monkey wrenches in. And remember, you don't have to play perfect 40K. You just have to play more perfect than your opponent. So the more problems you can give them to solve the wrong way or find the wrong answer to, the more chances you get to capitalize.
And make them create, errors as well. Like forcing them to go a certain way. Like forcing them, for example, right? How do you kill Fuegan? Right? A lot of people don't understand how to deal with the concept of Fuegan. There's basically two ways. You either bum rush the opposite end of his fucking expansion and just deal with everything else with him, and hopefully the transport's dead by the end, or you try to get them trapped in certain angles, right? Bait them out by having multiple units out for them, maybe cheap units, I don't know, whatever. You're gonna have to sacrifice two things and say, listen, kill these things, and once that vehicle is out, he's gonna have to jump back into that vehicle. But once that vehicle is out, you've baited him out and you have the opportunity. Hopefully you stage in position and take it out. So
yep. Yeah, so
that's how you kill Fuegan. You got to trap him. You got to be more intelligent. Yeah.
Another super fun way to do it is have a 10 or 11 man unit that just wraps the wave serpent so that the fire dragons can't get out. They can fly over you and fall back, but they can't get out after a fallback move. And you can't choose to emerging disembark, so they can't just choose to get out 6. So if you just wrap it, either it stays where it's at and does nothing, or it falls back and the fire dragons are still stuck in the transport, not shooting. Because if Fuegan doesn't come out until turn 4, at that point the game is 80% over. So okay, he came out, great.
Yeah,
I got 80% of the points I'm going to get at this point.
Well, that's going back to the original thought is
just trap them,
deal with other things. Yeah.
Yep. So, and for more on that, go look up our video about the levels of play, because that is level 3 play right there.
Yep. True indeed.
Anyways, back on the Crucible. What are the top 5 there? That's this is an event I heard about.
So of course we had John Lennon. John Lennon was the man of the event, and then we had David Ozawa. John Lennon had Raven Guard, by the way. Raven Guard.
I do want to point out that is another Space Marine faction, but it's not Stormlance. It is the Shadow Mark Talon. So that is,
correct,
which is very different from Stormlance. It might as well be a separate army aside from a few, similarly named data sheets.
Yep. So
and then David.
Yep. Then David Ozawa with Grey Knights.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a very unique list with a Land Raider, right?
He did. He had 2 Rhinos, bunch of strike squads, bunch of Inceptors. He had I don't want to lie and say he had Drago, but I know he usually always has Drago. Land Raider, 2 NDKs.
Yep.
Or GNDKs. He had 2 GNDKs.
Yeah, it was very vehicle heavy, but I think he was playing Banishers? Was that was the name of it?
No. He was actually playing Warbane.
Oh, Warbane. Okay, Warbane Task Force.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was very cool to see not a vehicle heavy, but vehicle supported that wasn't just Nemesis Knights spam.
Exactly.
And he went and Grey Knights is another codex that people are poo pooing on, or might have play, but it's not. This went second, and I do not put losing. I don't put losing to John Lennon on the factions they play. I very much put that on it's freaking John Lennon.
I mean, it's very much so a finesse army, right? It's not. They don't punch up too well. You have to take the GMD, the GMDKs to actually punch up well in a matchup. Then he was kind of obligated to take a Land Raider to kind of help out with that, be kind of a distraction, Carnifex. I mean, you can kill by a death by 1,000 cuts, but you're really, as Grey Knights player, you're relying on your 2-up. You're relying on your 2-up, and you're relying on your mobility.
Your utility.
And because Grey Knights, because they have great mobility, they can jump around up and down a lot throughout the game. It gives them the flexibility to hold objectives and play the game very well. Here's the issue. Raven Guard do it better. And there's Space Marines that are doing it, so they're going to have Oath, right? You're going to have all these extra abilities that are going to stack up, and re-rolling to charge to a specific unit with the Ethan Sean ability, and just having multiple abilities like that just makes them a lot stronger. They're stronger. They do it better, period.
And speaking of Imperial armies that do it better, in third place was Richard Siegler, teammate of John's, with the AdMech, the newly buffed AdMech, and boy, did he show it.
Yep.
If you didn't catch any of his stream games from Crucible, you can go see him on Tactical Torches channel. AdMech is terrifying, guys. I cannot undersell to you. Basically, every rule you would like in an army, they have, and it's all good stuff.
Yep.
Like, I think one of their basic battle lines rules is just -1 OC, and because OC is the one stat that can go to 0 because of battle shock. If you're just a bunch of OC1 elite bodies, no, you're not. And even if you're OC2, well, they're battle lines, so they're OC2, but now you're OC1.
Yep.
So it's Custodies, they're OC3 with banners. Not anymore. Or Grey Knights is another great example. OC3 Terminators with their banner, not anymore.
Yep.
And that's just the utility of their one battle line they can spam 6 of. There is so much more going on in that army.
So they're a high skill cap finesse type of army. I would consider them, right? Same thing I would consider Tyranids players. Like, it's a high skill cap finesse. If you die, you die. Just like Eldar. Eldar is a little bit more. Eldar is more of a glass hammer, so you have the potential to do better when you dish out damage, right? When you do things to people and you hit them, you're probably gonna do so well that you're not gonna need a second chance. Different armies like Tyranids, AdMech, things like that, you kind of have to stack up, hit multiple units. I can only imagine what it takes to kill a Wraith unit with Tyranids.
Look, I could tell you, but first, you said that perfectly with that because segueing into our fourth place at Crucible, Eldar.
Yep.
And I was going to say, they are a glass hammer strapped to a freaking turbo engine. Because it is not if you get hit by Eldar. It is definitely a web, and they will hit you.
Yes.
They will hit you, and it will almost certainly be on your terms. Only the best players can mitigate it to have some stuff in their favor. Yep. I don't know what his list was, but I'm assuming it was, Warhost, good stuff, Dark Reapers, Fire Dragons, Wave Serpents, a couple of scouts, maybe a striking scorpion squad, Lycus with the warp spiders, maybe a swooping hawk squad or two. I'm just throwing you good stuff Eldar at you because the Eldar have kind of been figured out, except for like that 200 to 300 points that most lists have, where players can kind of insert their flavor.
Yep.
Like if you're a Road Eaters player, maybe you take 2 more Forge Fiends, maybe you take Angron. Who knows? No one's gonna tell you what to do. They're your nails, Lewis.
Scarbrand. Because I hate myself and I just want to play something more challenging.
Discount. What do you mean challenging? That's a better Angron.
Listen, no. I'm saying the detachment is more challenging.
Sure.
Listen, I'm thinking about going all the way in. Listen, I'm not even playing. If I like the AdMech rules, I might do AdMech next.
I didn't realize you had a third pancreas you could sell. Good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
Also,
I'm gonna need to sell all my children, my cars, everything, all of my Warhammer stuff.
Who's gonna paint and base that army for you? Because boy, howdy, yeah. I want you to go ahead and go look at Richard's list. Just count the models.
Oh my gosh.
Because here's the other thing. They're priced cheaper than Tau because they had worse rules than Tau. The rules got upgraded. Points went up a little, but you're still taking 20 units. And 8 of them are 10-mans.
I might have. I get into my modes and I'll be like, you know what? I could do a Tau battle suit Gundam style type army.
Hey,
I could see myself.
You know what it was? Or what it is? Just you know what? They got a second mortgage on the house. It's fine.
Exactly.
I'm not moving.
All I need is more gray shame in my cupboard. More gray shame. In my IKEA, what is it? 6 level, 6 levels of shame. 6 shelves of shame.
It's okay. I've been in my Tyranid madness. I got like 18 warriors I got to order along with like 3 horsepex bodies and like 2 terrain effects, and I'm like, that no, please, I don't want to. Like, I want to, but I don't want to. Help.
Yep.
But
Drowning. Yeah.
on to 5th place, we have the last run of the Imperial Knights, which, you know, even after the points nerfs that came after the points buffs, you know, 5th place at Crucible is still up there. But this was Index Knights, despite people asking to play Codex Knights a day before the Codex was legal. Big fan of that personally.
Yep. And this is Florida, so of course, 4 of the top 5 were Imperium.
As opposed to LGT, where, you know, it was Chaos dominated. This was Imperial dominated.
Yep. Heresy. Apparently, my land is not American land. I need to go overseas and embrace the Chaos War.
Truly, the Imperial truth reigns. But, you know, lastly, we have one last event, which was, you know, LVO 2, you know, 40k Boogaloo.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, LVO was traditionally done near the end of January, but because GW wanted WCW to be kind of like the crowning event to end the season, it was decided to move LVO to the fall so WCW could be the last big event, which meant this year we had, as Lewis mentioned, 2 LVOs. The one that was in January, and then the first fall LVO, which is what it will be going for the foreseeable future. So that being said, it was, you know, an almost 500 person event. And, you know, we're going to go up because I would not have called this army even being in the top 5, let alone winning. I'm man enough to admit that. It wasn't even on my radar. I have respect for it, but I just didn't think it was going to go all the way. So in 5th place, Anime Squirrel, we had the Tau Empire, actually.
Durante Bozzini.
Yep. And after we go through all 5, there was something that I do want to highlight that Lewis actually pointed out, but we're going to wait, you know, until we get through all the armies. Number 4, we have Mr. Ben Jurek, a decently well-known player who got 4th at LVO with Chaos Knights, and I believe he was running the Inferno Lance.
He was running.
I just want to take this moment and say, Anime, I told you so on Codex Drop that Inferno Lance was the best, and I refuse to back down from that. I will hear nothing else.
Ghost Riders, you see? Sign up.
I believe if we go back like 8 or 9 episodes, so that Tuesday after, you'll see me on here saying that. And I don't care if it took a number of buffs and rule changes for that to be the truth. I'm ahead of my time. No one's appreciating their own time. See, what happened is he got a taste of those sustains on the despoilers, and now that's it. He's in.
He was in. He felt it. He
Also,
it.
He's also on the pipeline of a Sisters predominantly T3 army with a 6-up invulns that went to Knights, a predominantly T9 and T11 army with 5-up and the option of 4-up invulns. And he's like, oh, wait. Hold on. You activated? I'm still alive? Whoa. God, I'm gonna do this for a little bit longer. This is nice. This is great.
Yep. Except when he gets hit by Karn or a Slaughterbound.
You only need to learn once, but you do need to learn them.
Delete.
Mr. Folger Piles of WCW Dreadnought Custodes fame did come in 3rd bronze place with Warhost Eldar.
Yes.
And had it not been for the winning list being what it was, he probably would have gotten gold. But the winning list was weirdly perfect to counter that Eldar style lists. And coming in 2nd was Death Watch, which only has 1 detachment because they don't get a choice. They're technically an index, I believe, because they re-released the document.
Yeah.
But that it is primarily shooting with just a couple melee elements sprinkled into the squads, and of course a Thief of Secrets guy, because that guy will kill you and your best friend after he kills you. And then coming in 1st is Mr. Wesley St. Hines with the Astra Militarum Recon Detachment. And I believe it was 170 bodies.
No, 226.
Good Lord in heaven. For those of you who don't know, 6 of those bodies were Gaunt's ghosts because there's 6 people in that squad, so 220. Just some of them were command squads, so 10-man command squads, but like, and that is the infantry one. That is the infantry spam.
That was just a stagnant number he started with. That wasn't what he added because he had multiple abilities, or rather 2 abilities. Yeah, he had multiple abilities.
A once per game strat, and then a med pack in the units to bring back the unit. Yeah.
Yep.
And that is why the finals was Mr. St. Hines versus Folger Piles, and it was Purge the Foe.
Yep.
And 5-man Eldar, even for a guard with that many guns, is easier to kill than 20-man squads with cover and +1 armor save and either an invulnerable or feel no pain or both, if they worked it out right. And it was a great match. It was a super technical. If any of you are looking at playing Hordes or how to play against Hordes, Folger did not lose because he misplayed, in my opinion. Folger lost because killing 226 bodies on Purge the Foe with a relatively elite MSU elves is just not a battle you're destined to win. But that being, I'm not speaking for them. I don't know them, never met them. Just, an casual observer's opinion of the stats.
Yep.
But something, as opposed to both Crucible and LGT, all 5 of these are predominantly shooting armies.
Yep.
Master Militarum is, body spam, but it is not known for its melee elements. Deathwatch, as I said, pretty much is the Thief of Secret Sky and random Terminators or Power Fists on squad leaders. Eldar is usually a mixed bag, but they're definitely much more known for their shooting. The Dark Reapers, the Fire Dragons, the Vehicle Bright Lances, the Walkers, etc. Chaos Knights, even in Inferno Lance, it's it was triple despoiler with just a couple of I think 2 carnivores and then 2 of the ones that scout, the Huntsman, I believe it is.
Something like that, yeah.
So much more shooting than melee, and then Tau Empire is Tau Empire.
Yep.
They had the Krutox Rampagers, but again, that is counter melee, not melee aggressive.
Correct.
And now, credit where it's due. You asked, do I think the terrain layout affect? This was yesterday as we were talking about this show. Yes, guys, we do try to rehearse and plan it. No, it doesn't really go well. That was a joke. Laugh. He's.
I'm over here reading. My bad, brother.
I know. I know you're good, man. I'm just messing with you. Stalker Scout. Yeah, so 2 Stalkers, 2 Carnivores, and 3 Despoilers, and it came in, 4th at that, LVO. And
they did.
For all we're saying, it's a second. This was an official LVO. This was, an all the bells and whistles LVO event. So like coming in 4th with current Chaos Knights is nothing to scoff at. But day 1, every single mission I believe was played on layout 1. All 250 tables for the 500-ish players. Day 2, which was also the day where they had the shadow round, if you qualified for it, which was basically just being undefeated up until that for your first 6 rounds, because it was I believe it was 5 rounds. It was 2 rounds on day 1, 3 rounds in the shadow round on day 2. And then 3 rounds on day 3, plus the semifinals and finals.
Correct.
Because the way the rounds work is once you get to the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, it's only those people playing.
Yep.
So day 2 though was every table was layout 4. And if you don't know what layout 4 is, can we bring layout 4 out real quick, like we did with the WTC, just to show the people for the.
Would love to.
This is what should be known as the Great Melee Army Filter. Because winning 1 round on this is difficult. Winning 3 is a miracle. And then going into the shadow round that late, doing it again into most likely a shooting army or shooting element heavy army is the next best thing to impossible. Because at that point, you're not getting an easy matchup. You are playing someone else who's went undefeated at LVO 5 rounds in a row. You are no longer getting, a small fish in a big pond. It's all big fish in a small pond.
It's a lot of diversity with skill levels, though. But when you start hitting that top 16, yeah, there's no fish there. It's all shark.
Well, even in the shooting army, while you find it, the 5 lists we have, it was Horde Guard, Death Watch who teleport like Grey Knights do. That's their gimmick. Eldar, the glass hammer. Yeah, so you see here, just imagine, a diagonal line from the top left going down to the bottom right. That's where all your mission objectives are for No Man's Land. There is nowhere to hide. If you're holding an objective, you are getting shot on a wing or just shot in the center, and it's not.
Especially right here, yep. And this is what we talked about, right? These angles, so much shooting. Look at all this shit. That's 3/4 of the table from here to here. You just chill, shoot anything there. There needs to be like a 6x4 here. 6x4 here, 6x4 here. Shift this back a little bit. Shift this sideways to here. Like I could edit this in no time.
What I think should happen: the 2 crates that are on the 2 edges, the left and right, should get put in the center. How the old layout 8 used to be, circling the center objective, and then these two small ones in the center should go back like between those 2 and just block that line of sight. So you have this,
over here, like over here.
No. That's what the crates circling the center objective would do. The four small rectangles.
Yeah.
Should go around the center, blocking the line of sight, both objective and deployments on the deployment zone. And then that's
like this. You're saying, like layout 8,
the old layout 8, yeah. And then that small one, see how that one is there? Should be like where that is, except scooted further back.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, put something like that to add to it. Yeah, and then put some more. Yeah, but it still needs more. Like there's still an angle here. Look at it.
That's why you always have to bring a lone op character. Here's the problem. Tau can advance and shoot. Eldar don't have to advance and shoot. They can just get in range by their movement, but they can advance and shoot on some things if they want to. Deathwatch will teleport and shoot you. Chaos Knights, a little bit harder, but they can make it work. And Astra Militarum are just going to move 20 OC3 guys onto your objective and tell you good luck.
Yep.
But that is yes, I always run 2 lone ops for that exact reason. I tell my opponent, it's here. You can come at me or stay far away. I'm happy either way.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm taking this expansion. I'm owning this, and come and get me.
But no, so that's why I personally believe, I don't have all the deep analytics, but I think that day 2 being all layout 4 plus Shadow Round layout 4 just filtered out the vast majority of melee lists.
It did. Absolutely.
But that would have been in the player packet. People that played melee lists would have known going in, and presumably, and I do assume there were some melee lists in the Shadow Round, and one might have even made it through, because even after you make it through, you're still in the top 16. You still got 4 more matches to go, and I don't know what the layout for day 3 was. But yeah, that is why I believe this is very shooting heavy. But even that, we have 2 Imperium, 2 Xenos, and 1 Chaos. And I believe other than Eldar, there's not a single, like you said, there's only 3 repeats out of all 3 of these events, out of 15 faction or
15 different.
There's 12 different out of the 15 faction or 15 placings.
Yeah, top 5 from every single event. Only 3 repeat, which was Eldar and Space Marine.
Yeah, Space Marine, Eldar. Oh, you're counting Deathwatch. You're counting Deathwatch as Space Marine. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and everything else is Drukari, Chaos Knights.
Yep.
Tau.
And it's
So
yeah.
So is the meta balanced? So most important question is the meta balance. Are we in a great spot right now where we can say, hey, you could try out just about any detachment, any faction, and probably give it a good go? Maybe I wouldn't go as far as saying a major, but maybe X and 1 in a 5 round tournament.
I think most armies, I wouldn't say most attachments. Do not take the Legion of Excess and expect to go 4-0. You won't. I'll tell you. I'm not going to lie to you. But you can take Demonic Incursion, you can take the Nurgle Legion, Plague Legion, you can take Shadow Legion. Like those three, you can go 4-0. That's very possible.
Especially you retire for a whole year, come back and just win an RTT, just just coming back, no problem.
Look, when I'm not infected with guys, don't go out and buy a Titan. It's gonna ruin your life. Like it's great, but don't do it.
Yep.
Shout out to MTG Struggle Bus who helped me drastically with that. By the way, he's a real one, fueling my addiction.
Shout out to MTG.
But I think we are in a very healthy meta. Like you said, any army can prosper, even Imperial agents, as Charlie Blowers has continued to show us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is a very true rumor. Someone did just win an RTT with World Eaters, as a matter of fact.
I didn't even see that one. Yeah. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to sound like that guy.
No, don't worry. We got you. We'll sound like that guy. And yeah,
give it. I have a propensity too to run events and then just come out of nowhere and win an event. Like I have a propensity of doing that. I don't know why, but I do as well.
Yeah. You want to, we're talking about. You want to give us a little, recap of the state of World Eaters since they won you won with them. Where are they at? We talked about Tau and Tyranids a little bit. Exalted 8-pounder back on the menu, apparently.
On layout 4, get fucked.
Look, just look at everyone on the list and be like, all right, we're all going to agree. No one's going to play Tau or bring a gun that has longer than 18-inch range, right? Like gentleman's agreement, and then you're good.
I think on layout. I think if I know I'm going to an event and it's on layout 4. I'm probably bringing tons of bodies or lots of guns for World Eaters. I don't know what direction, but to go to the win, right? World Eater
is a true fan.
True indeed. Yes, you are a true fan. I love it. You are absolutely right. Thank you. Man, I owe you. Where do I send money to you? Absolutely. I love it. You're right. It's just a strategy away. But it's
he said it's a little more than a strategy away on layout 4.
It is a little bit more. You gotta really plan it out. But World Leaders are in a really good spot, as we all know, right? Slaughterbounds will send you to the fucking moon. I am over impressed. Like, I'm overwhelmingly impressed with that character now and what he does. He's just a complete delete button. You take Exalted with them, they'll delete a second knight, second vehicle, second monster, whatever it might be.
He'll delete 2 armigers by himself. The 3 guys are just like backup dancers.
Not even armigers, dude. I mean, like, probably sending a Guo and a secret into the moon.
No. That's what I'm saying. But the Slaughterbound himself will delete 2 armigers. Like that one guy.
True indeed.
That's what I was saying.
Yes, true indeed. And for those of you, apparently, people don't know you can split attacks in melee. Yes, you can split attacks in melee. Of course. I get this question asked frequently.
It's because you can't do it in shooting. If it's like one gun has 6 shots, you can't do 3. But in melee, so they're like, they think weapons can't. I know. Guns, ranged weapons can't. Melee, as long as they're a qualified target, send it.
I'm just saying, there's movies out there fighting multiple people, not just one person. There's a representation of how this might work out there. I'm just saying.
I am trying to convince this man, guys, to run the 2-up fight on death Slaughterbound with the other Slaughterbound having +1 AP and +1 damage in Vessels of Wrath.
Oh, the Vessels one? Listen, I told you I like Vessels.
Vessels?
But Vessels, you have to tech into some fat 8-bound units or Terminators.
No. We did no. Here's what you do. You take 40 Berserkers.
or that, Or 40 berserkers.
Give one of them the Lord on Juggernaut with the enhancement to go through models and walls.
Yep.
Give the other one Karn.
Yep.
Play on layout 4, throw both of them in reserves, and then rapid ingress and whack.
That is so many bodies.
Your layout 4 problem was just solved. and if it's layout 7, good God help that your opponent's soul.
And it's gonna be a no. You said in Berserker Warband or no? You said
Vessels.
Nah, I don't know if that works in Vessels. So well.
No. In Vessels, you just take a bunch of the good stuff. You take 3 spawn units, a Jackal, a Goremonger, 2 Forge Fiends, 3 8-bound or 3 Exalted 8-bound, 3 Slaughterbound, and then
30
whatever else. Look, if you take Terminators, you take 30. You don't take 10. That is not the way.
30 Terminators. You got to take 30 Terminators and Vessels. I think that's where you get that real package deal, because Vessels gives 3 units that whatever blessing, right? That same blessing for all 3 of them. And then you take Angron because you don't lose your blessing based on that.
Yep.
But I don't know what you kit out the rest with. I've been thinking
Slaughter
about
bounds that fight on death.
No, of course, slaughter bounds, some fat packs of exalted, things like that. But that's not like you're not having much. You're not having a force game, something like that.
What in the game are you think the exalted have a unit champion? Just take 2 3-mans.
On WTC would be awesome.
What in the game do you need 6 exalted and a slaughter bound for?
To not get fucking shot turn 2 when I'm maneuvering on the table and just Fuegan comes out of fucking nowhere and melts the unit. Because he has the entire table to shoot me. I know he can only shoot 18, but still, you get my point.
You can't use Eldar as your metric. Everyone has a problem with them, except 226 guard bodies.
No, exactly. Not now, because now next fucking event we go to, there's going to be guard everywhere.
Look, Guard and GSC are the 2 armies I'm excited to play Purge the Foe on, because I just send Death Leaper into a squad of 20 with a Commissar and go nom nom. And then they don't kill me back, and I'm like, great success.
Add a 3+ save, recover saves, and 226 bodies. I don't know, man. It's going to be a challenge. I'm just saying.
I have precision. I don't care about any of those rules.
You care about the bodies because you are not getting any primary.
Look, 30 GTO is worth wonders. Cover cares not for melee. Also, extra greens are also AP3. I still don't care. Still taking like 4 or 5 ups in cover for a guardsman. This shit is crazy. Yeah, well, there is power in bodies. Like, it's scary. Like that 20 man boy break with Gaz and either the mech boy that goes through you models or the pain boy to give him a feel pain.
I got it. I'm just gonna run idols. I'm gonna run the exact same thing, but the antithesis of it. I'm gonna run idols. 168 jackals, all 4 unbeatable saves.
I thought you were saying you're the intelligent. Like, yep, that's it. I'm just running 3 Lord of Skulls, 3 Lord of Skulls and a Demon Print. Let's go.
Nope. Just idols. I'm just gonna run the entire Cult of Blood. That's it. I can do Cult of Blood with 3 Lord of Skulls. Yeah, let's do it. And 120 jackals. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, the orcs are terrifying right now for different reasons. Because first of all, the ability to combat squad commandos is just great for you, terrible for your opponent.
Mamma mia. Yep.
And then like Gaz and 20 boys is pretty much the same thing as Karn and 20 berserkers. You're just deleting whatever 2 or 3 things you touch. And then
120 jackals is only 780 points.
Yep.
So then the rest, you take.
Do you want to know what 120 Termagants are?
2 Lord of Skulls and 1 Demon Prince. You're good. Go ahead.
The Termagants are 120, so that times 6, 720 for 120 Yeah, Termagants.
Yeah, but do they have a 5+ invul save? Do they have sustained and lethals in close combat? Do they have 4 attacks?
Nope. But I can take 66 Termagants for only 270 points more. So for 990 points, I have 186 bodies.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Just storm the board, man. There's nothing you can do at that point.
No. So on the subject of like the meta, right? And away from I would say meme list, but it just won LVO, so maybe they're not memes. I'm not an LVO winner, so I'm not going to disparage it. I don't want to play hordes. I started playing 80 Gene Stealers. I've deployed 30 Gene Stealers now, and I'm like, how did I ever do 80? This is impossible. I could not imagine doing 200 bodies. I'm very excited, as he was joking, but it's actually not a joke. I have been sending this man lists for like 3 days straight across the Tyranid spectrum. Like it is.
I know every single data sheet for the Tyranids now. Every single one.
I have made. But in that, like joking aside, I've also discovered some gems that I've either personally written off.
Yep.
For either being burned in the past or kind of honestly just be like, nope, this isn't what I need or isn't as good. Go away.
I like the triple Malceptor, triple Execrid, triple Screamer killers. I like that one.
I made a monster stampede list. It will be in the Discord actually after this show. I didn't add it because I was afraid of annoying people, and then I realized I'm annoying anyway, so I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
This is not a toot my own horn thing. That's on the Patreon for you paid people. This is what you do. You go through and you kind of just workshop your codex, workshop what you're working with, and I actually found a very viable warrior bioform list. Like even you say it and you're like
very impressed.
Hold on, we have a very important question that this like unironically. Lewis, what is your opinion on the solitaire just running around solo? Too expensive or can do some serious work? I'm assuming he means either in Reaper's Wager or generic Eldari, not Harlequin's, detachment.
Yeah, that's in Reaper's Wager and the new codex. From what I'm seeing so far, it looks like it's going to be good. And I think you run the solitaire by himself, just running around ground solo. I think he's always been that type of piece, anyways, with the blitz. So too expensive? Never. Yeah, I think you have to have the perfect target for him, though. Like, he's not going to take out 8-bound for you. You're going to have to run into, like, all the cultists and just eat all the cultists and shit. And you will.
Even on the blitz turn?
Nah, he doesn't punch up like he used to. He doesn't, bro. He doesn't. He's only, like, strength 6 now? He doesn't have rerolls. So
unless you're in Reaper's Wager.
Unless you're in Reaper's Wager, yes. Then you get rerolls. Then yes. He is great in Reaper's Wager.
Oh yeah. So what he is, he's a T3, movement 12, 4-up invuln, elf character who has no range, only a melee weapon that is precision at strength 9, hitting on 2s. I'm sorry, 9 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 6, AP 2 damage, who's also a lone op that can advance and charge, fights first, and once per battle can use its blitz ability, which is you add 2d6 to the model's move characteristic, which is not an advance. It's 12 inches plus 2d6 for an average of 7 of 19 plus a
No. You cannot
advance. You can't advance?
No, you can't. You cannot.
Oh, it makes a normal move, right? You can't do an advance move. So you basically get double advance on it. But it has battle focus, which means you can move it another d6 through I forget what it's Swift as the Wind or something.
Swift as a win, but the best one you put on him is can't be Overwatch.
No Overwatch, yeah, that's the other one. But it also gives you 3 to the attacks characteristic. So now you're 12 attacks, hitting on 2s and Reaper's Wager, rerolling 1s, strength 6, AP 2 damage, and
the AP 2. the AP2 kills you. So like I've used them I've played. Okay, when Eldar came out and Harlequins came out, I played Harlequins for 2 months. I was at best X and 1 in all the tournaments I went to. I would always run into a hard wall. I went and played against Custodes at an RTT, mopped the floor up with them. Played against that same RTT, played against Space Marines, mopped the floor up with them. Ran into Death Guard, hard stop. Hard stop. I went from scoring 100 points to scoring 25 points that game.
Yeah.
And you run into these very tough, hard matchups. You really can't run away from. Your Void Weavers are very subpar. There are only 2 shots, so on average, you're either going to wound 0 times or once, right? And at the one time that you do wounds, if you get lucky and wound twice, they're going to save 1. They're probably going to have a 4-up save. And then you're only 4 damage flat. So,
honestly, looking at it, he's priced at about 2 lictors because lictors are 60, so it'd be 120, and he's 115. But he does the work of 2 lictors. Like I would use him as a super lictor, basically. Like I use
amazing. Yeah, like, he's amazing.
If I had a unit like that, and this is very much what I use my lictors for, I would send him in for key characters. So like if there's a Space Marine captain, the Thief of Secret Sky and Death Watch, Sean, Ethan Sean and the new Raven Guard, he would be like Dante or Mephiston. I'd be like, go rip them apart. Then I'm like, cool.
He has no dev wounds and low APs. What sucks about that?
Most characters have a 4-up invuln anyway, so even if they Armor of Contempt, they're usually that's why I don't really mind going after that play, because it's like, all right, you're on your 4-up.
No, true. Well, I mean, if you do the Blitz 2 as 12 attacks, it's like almost impossible you do not kill that character, right?
And then even you take that buff out of that unit.
Yeah.
Even like Custodians.
If you put it in Reapers and then he gets the +1 to wound and rerolls to hit, then you're fucking golden. You're golden. Like, you're killing that character no matter who it is.
Custodes, you kill Draxus easily, but you could even rip out a Blade Champion, because that's how I beat with Tyranids. I beat because I don't kill Custodes. I throw 30 Gene Sealers on a Warden squad. I pop the unit-wide precision. I rip the captain out through the 4-up. And then I'm like, cool, those Wardens are in your deployment zone and cannot advance and charge now. And the Custodes player is like, oh shit. They're like, I'm not hitting the middle objective until turn 4. And I'm like, yes, because I'm not getting in charge range.
True indeed.
So that's how I would use the Solitaire. It's like a one-shot missile that like buys me space or takes away a key element they're depending on.
But I mean, the problem with head hunting for characters is that usually those characters are in a very strong unit. So as soon as you kill that character, you only probably kill that character. You die in retaliation from everything else.
Sure.
So if your goal is 100, what is it, 115 points, 120 points, I think he's cost?
115.
115. So 115 points, if that's worth the trade-off for you to take away that ability, then do it. Do it.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I'm not saying saying that's a bad strategy at all. I'm just saying there's hazards to doing that.
Sure. And there's other things like Farsight, because suits are T5. He's wounding Farsight on 3s, regardless what his toughness is. And there's other things like that. So you could like Abaddon. You could kill Abaddon and get the full rerolls gone.
You're not killing Abaddon. You're not killing Abaddon.
If he's in a unit, because he's going to be in a T4 or T5 unit, you very easily, with +1 to wound and reroll all hits, you're wounding him on 2s. You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think you kill Abaddon though. He's like 7 wounds, 4-up invul. He's gonna on average like clutch all that shit, dude. I don't think you're killing Abaddon.
Maybe I'm getting a little excited. Let's see. Does he have no?
At 3 damage? At 3 damage, yeah. At 2 damage, rough.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I thought he was 7 wounds. No, he's 9 wounds. You're right. 9 wounds. It's a lot. Yeah, that's a bit more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
yeah.
Go after your 5 to 7 wound characters. You'll be happy.
To guard an expansion or to bait the center like the World Eater's Demon Prince. I mean, yeah. Actually, I've never thought of it like that. But I mean, Yeah, I mean, if you're in prime position, you can hide behind a wall. See, the difference between the two, I get what you're saying. Like, to use them for that, to kind of bait things. The problem with that is, man, like, you're going to need a screen or something because, see, the Demon Prince needs a screen or needs a unit, right, to make him loan up. He's already loan up. He doesn't need anything. So unless you're in a corner, like, hidden, where you can't be shot and rapid ingressed on, you're golden.
I was actually going to bring that up. If you're in a matchup where you can't head, like he has no target, like you're playing knights, right? Setting him into a knight, even are not going to do much good. What you can do, and it's what I very often do with Neurolictors, is go, here's my expansion, boom. You're not getting to me for 2 turns. Like you just, and I will secure my 10s for turns 2 and 3, and then turn 4 we'll see what the board state looks like, and I'll adjust. And at that point, you're good.
I'll answer the question you didn't ask. How do I use them, or how have I used them? I usually have used them to take out screens, right, or to take out those units that are holding the expansions. Take out screens. Most of the time, though, 7 out of 10 times, I usually deep strike him or reserve him, rather, and come off the back end. And just be a problem. I'll be a menace from turn 2 or turn 3 on from the rest of the game. He's great for that because he'll kill any Sisters of Battles units in the back of your DZ units that are just sitting back there holding objective sticky units. He's great for missions. Oh my gosh, how am I forgetting the name of the mission? Tempting Target, not Tempting Target. Help me out here, Regal.
Linchpin, Scorched Earth, Purge the Foe, Take and Hold.
The one you can do people's expansion, but they can't take it back. Oh my gosh.
Oh, my favorite, Terraform.
Terraform, thank you. Yeah, you could terraform their objective with him, and they can never take it back. Like, he's just a nightmare. That's how I use him. I use him more as a nightmare piece. I use him like Dennis the Menace. Like Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
Sorry, looking at chat, MTG's like Locust, recover behind. He's just like rapid fire. Like we're gonna figure it out together.
We got this. We got this. I appreciate it, brother.
Something else, actually, and talking about from the Reaper's Wager list we were looking at on the Troop Master.
Yeah.
If you put him in a transport that scouts 9 inches, he gets out 3, moves 12, moves 2d6, moves another 2d6 with a charge with his flip belt. You can theoretically kill, a key character in your opponent deployed where they thought was safe, because that's 27 inches of movement, ignoring vertical distance. You just did what warp spiders do. Yep. You just flicker jumped, can't be overwatched, and now someone's about to face down 12, 6/2/2 attacks, 2s rerolling 1s, potentially +1 to wound to the face.
I think a solitaire is worth it every day of the week. I think he's in an auto include in every list if you're taking Harlequin stuff.
I think in Reaper's Wager, where you scout the vehicle 9, because that Tal Battle Commander we talked about.
You can't do it with him. He's an epic character, but you can do it with a Troop Master.
No, but you put him in the same vehicle because it's you put him in the same transport.
I don't know if he can go in transports. I don't remember if they took that Slanesh rule away from him. I don't remember. He
doesn't. I'm looking at his abilities and his rules. It doesn't say he can't join it. His only rule is Passive Damnation. He can't be your warlord. That's it.
No. But it says by keyword. I'm not saying ability. It would stop you. I'm saying the keyword.
Oh no, he's Eldari, infantry character, epic hero, Eldari, solitaire, faction Harlequins.
Yeah, so he's fine. Because it says any Harlequin unit.
Yeah. So it's like you put him in a vehicle, scout 9, get out 3, 12, 4d6, and it's like, oh hey, that commander you thought was going to go up and down because you're an Ox cadre, dead. Now that suit unit is just stuck where you put it.
He has so much utility. You could use him. I think he has. Yeah, he's definitely a scout. A jack of all trades. Like you could use him for just about anything. Yeah, but you don't want to punch up on units that have high toughness. He fails really big. Yeah, big time. Big time.
T5 and lower, because then you can like press the wounding on 2s with the stratagem.
Yep.
Or if they're a T3 unit being led, like he's also a great like anti-Lycus tech piece. Your solitaire could go kill Lycus before they get the
It's a scalpel.
So and if you think that either the matchup's not good for that, they deployed in such a way where that's like crew rampagers or heroic can kill you before you ever fight, then okay, he's just going to move to my expansion and make you come to me and make it worth more than it's he's going to be worth more than you want to spend. I'm biased. I love lone ops, so there's a whole lot of support on this end just because the lone op keyword is stupid.
Exactly. He is a unit your opponent has to answer. Your opponent has to answer, not an answer to the problems your opponent has presented. Correct.
Yep. And he's cheap. I cannot undersell just how all that utility for 115 is so good.
Yep. Fight first. Just fight first and lone op alone.
He's also stealth, so even if you get in range with a Forge Fiend, you're hitting on 5s.
You're hitting on 5s. Correct.
You only need 2 to go through, and you're winning on 2s, but you got to hit them first.
Yeah, but you should be popping that no Overwatch anyways if you're going to charge some shit with it.
Oh, no, I meant if like the World Eaters player like comes to you.
Yeah. No, I get it.
As they are wont to do.
Oh man, this has been an exciting one. I didn't even notice how long we've been on. 1 hour and 45. Love it. Thank you, my peoples, for staying by, for sticking by so long.
Yeah, those of you, just real quick shameless plug. I've been super active in the Discord and the Tyranny channel, and like visiting a few others. Helping build, out a potential custodians list for my partner. Messing around with demons because they're interesting. If you passionate about your faction and you have some knowledge to share or thoughts, or like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this build, asking for disparate opinions. I certainly have them. Things like we were joking around with Anime Squirrel, ghostwriting, someone to ghostwrite you a list and just to get a perspective of a play style that might not be yours.
I wasn't joking. I've been ghostwriting for a long time. I've been helping.
I ghost wrote his last Sisters list he never ran. I don't want to.
Well, we'll see the one that got ghost written by someone else.
Feel free to go in the Discord. There's every faction has their channel. Feel free to, and also explore the other channels. See what people are thinking about with other factions. Sorry, way people are leaning, because I'm man enough to admit I did not call 200 plus guard bodies winning LVO. That was not in my bingo card. I would have bet Eldari or Admech. That's where my money would have lied. Dark Horse, Emperor's Children, for that. But so yeah, there's whole new meta.
I wanted Drakari, but
lots of new things are viable. New Drakari is on the horizon as well, so things are going to keep shaking up. They're not even settled yet. Votann still have to actually get in the water. They haven't really had time to for people to get the units, figure out the lists. So they're still like, we didn't talk about Votann at all, but they are also T6 2 and 3 wound, 2 up heavy army with some amount of invulns and or armor of contempt with -1 to wound or +1 to hit you, depending on what they feel like. Like, they have a lot more control than you think just reading the rules. So watch out for Votann. They are a
better over the pond in WTC, but yeah,
I compare them heavily to Tau, where they're not like super great long range shooting, but like that mid range shoot, like 18 to 24 range, they will blow you away.
Yep.
And they're tanky enough. They're one of the few armies that I personally believe can take the Admech abuse or return fire Tau abuse well and just win the shootout.
Yep.
Look, see.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, brother. Of course. Come on now. Now you gotta win. Now you gotta win.
look, the finishing touches, that's the easiest part. The hard part is building and painting and getting a list. Once you get it, winning's easy.
Exactly. That's it. I mean, me and Ree will just do it. We just show up and we breathe success. Oh my gosh. This has been an exciting episode, by the way. I am starving. I want to eat dinner.
Well, I'll keep talking in Discord for like the next 2 hours because I've been super on fire for 40K. But I do have to go take a shower. But thank you all for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking. Feel free to migrate over. We're not the only. There's the Discord is like, I look on there all day and there's anywhere from 50 to 70 people online. So many opinions, many ideas, many passionate people ready to share info on their faction. Yeah, and for those of you who are either know me or are brave, feel free to message me personally. I'm happy to talk shop with you, give you ideas, insights, and ask your brains, because there's things about, like I said, horde armies, not my specialty. So I need to find people who do operate that place time. Like, hey, what do I watch out for other than generic positioning? Because that's not helpful.
You said ask their brains. Ask their brains. You're gonna ask their brains.
Yeah, I don't need the meat sack. I need the nervous system that's giving him anxiety.
Just the cerebellum. That's it. That's the cerebral. Oh my gosh, you're amazing, brother.
Smartest beings on the planet. We create taxes. But yeah, great.
This is Tyranid propaganda now. You see how he's talking? He's like, I'll just eat the biomass and I'll keep the brain in a tube somewhere.
It's not subtle. Our entire rule is based off of synapses.
Yes.
We're not hiding it.
Make sure to like, share, subscribe, my people. Much love. Make sure to donate whenever you can so we can continue to do these videos. Share with your friends. Let your people know. Also, make sure to help out Mr. Regal. He needs to be fed. The man is hungry. We got to feed him. At only 2 cents a day, you can make that happen.
I unironically stopped. I have half my dinner left because it was showtime. I actually do need to eat.
I love you all.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We appreciate it.
100%. Another excellent time. I've had a great time, Regal. Thank you so much, as always, brother. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful night. And don't forget, Onslaught Gaming 40K, where victory is just a strategy away. Take care. Have a wonderful night.
Even on my out for it.
Bye.